Guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're doing our Championship Game Week 38 predictions. It's going to be mad. There's some massive games going into this game week, so I'm excited to predict them. Should we start off with the first game on Tuesday night? Barnsley versus Bristol City, and it's an interesting one. Two teams down there, Barnsley 22nd at the moment and Bristol City currently in 18th. So two teams that are down there in the table. It's not going to be your classic game. It's not going to be a real entertaining game. But what you can expect is two teams, Barnsley probably going right at it because they are only 4 points off safety. So I think they will be going for it. Barnsley, and they're at home, and it's a difficult place to go. Barnsley, Oakwell. I can see a 1-1, but because I'm not boring, I'm going to go 1-0 Barnsley. I expect Barnsley to really, target this game. They haven't got many games where they can really start picking up some points. They've got Bristol City, Sheffield United, Reading massive game, then Millwall, Swansea, Peterborough, Huntsville, Blackburn, and Preston and Westbourne's their next game. So, this is one of the games where they can target them, and I think they've got Reading in a few weeks' time, which they can really target. But this is a game they need to target to try and survive. Moving on to the next game, which is Birmingham City versus Middlesbrough. 19th versus 8th. It's not going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. I think Middlesbrough could run away from this one. I think Middlesbrough are 1 point off playoffs, and Birmingham they're not getting relegated. They're about 16 points clear of relegation, so they're not getting relegated. But at the end of the day, upsets happen. But the Championship is so unpredictable. But Birmingham City could pick up a result here and win. Draw into, I think it was who did Birmingham draw to? Results, they drew to Hull. So that's a decent result for Birmingham standards. So I'm gonna go 0 to Birmingham and 2 to Middlesbrough. 2-0 Middlesbrough for me. Moving on to Blackburn versus Derby, one of the biggest games for Derby County and one of the biggest games for Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn Rovers have looked solid this season. They've looked at times they've looked outstanding, but recently they're dropping off a little bit. Without Ben Brereton Diaz, you can see the drop off in standards between them with Ben and them without Ben. But Blackburn sit 5th at the moment, but they're 1 point outside. They're at 1 point in the playoffs. So Luton Town 7th on 1 point behind Blackburn. So they're only 1 point in. So Blackburn need to pick up wins, and this is a game they can win. I can see Blackburn win here, but I don't know. I think Derby will be really ready for this one. Blackburn haven't been on best form. Yeah, Derby haven't been in best form either. But I think this is going to be a stalemate. I predicted it here. This is a stalemate, and Blackburn Rovers could be dropped out of the playoffs. Who knows? Moving on to Bournemouth versus Reading. Bournemouth should win this game. They should. Don't know if they will, though. It's a difference between could and should. They should win this one. And Bournemouth second, currently 2 points off Huddersfield, and Reading are 4 points off safety. So, 4 points away from relegation zone. So 4 points clear of relegation. So, it's going to be a tough one. Bournemouth, I think, you never know with Bournemouth, but they should win this. I'm going to say Reading get a goal. 3-1 for me for Bournemouth. Moving on to Westbourne versus Fulham. And you'll be thinking at the start of the season, this is a massive game. Match day 38. Two teams going for the automatics. Fulham are going for automatics, and they already are. They're literally safe. And Westbourne 14th. Difference between standards there. You can tell West Brom, they've dropped off quite a lot, and Fulham, they can easily just run away with this. Ben Brereton, Alexander Mitrovic has been brilliant this season, world class. And I think he'll get a double here. And I think it'll be a 3-0 Fulham. But West Brom just look woeful. They drew to Huddersfield, yeah, with two of the latest goals you can ever get, an 84th minute and an 85th minute, which shows, it shows character. It shows they can score, they can pick up results. Against Huntsville Town, who are on splendid form, to come back like that from 2-0 down and with 10 minutes to go and you get 2 goals in quick succession. It's quite remarkable for this West Brom side. But yeah, Fulham are saying I'm left in the tank. Moving on to Cardiff City versus Stoke City. It's on the Wednesday games now, and Cardiff, they're both round each other. Stoke City are 15th, Cardiff are 17th. And 3 points separate these two sides. So it's going to be massive. I don't know. Stoke City were a playoff team. They were a playoff candidate, and they dropped off a lot recently. You can tell the difference in level. We all thought, we all predicted them to be at 13th, 14th, and they were like 8th, and now they're where those people predicted them. Cardiff, have had a woeful season, but recently have been brilliant. They've been picking up results here and there and everywhere. But next season, I think Cardiff can push. I'm going to say a 1-1 draw. I can't see a winner. Moving on to Peterborough United versus Swansea City. The next team in Wales, but Swansea City 16th, Cardiff City 17th. But yeah, Swansea sits 16th. Peterborough sit last. When you talk about games where you have to win, this is a game Swansea do just have to win. This is a game that they probably survived. Everyone knows they've survived already, but this is a game to secure that. To beat one of the playoff teams, they need to just secure it, and they will. 2-0 for me for Swansea City. I just have enough. Recently, they've looked all right. Their last result was against a 1-0 loss against Blackpool, and then a 5-1 loss to Fulham, and then a 3-1 win over Cov. So, yeah, the last win was against us, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, moving on to Luton Town versus Preston North End, and Preston sit 13th. Luton Town sits 7th. This is a big game. Preston, they're a difficult team to beat. Luton, on the other hand, are a difficult team to beat. We only just lost them, to be fair to us. But, this team looks solid. But we need Luton to drop points. Am I going to predict that? No. I can just see a 1-0 jammy goal from Adebayo to finish, to wrap up the win. And yeah, moving on to Nottingham Forest versus QPR. A massive game. Nottingham Forest 9th versus QPR in 4th. And only 4 points separate these two sides. It's going to be mad. It's going to be bonkers. This playoff chase, I'll talk about it in my Hull City preview, which will be uploaded tomorrow. And I'll be talking about the playoff chase. But this playoff chase, with Coventry City back in it with that win over Sheffield United, this playoff chase is massive. QPR are sucked into it. It's only 5 points from 4th to 10th. 4th to 11th. With some 3 or 4 wins together, you never know. But I can just see a 1-1 draw. I don't know if I want a 1-1 draw, if I'm putting a 1-1 draw because I want a 1-1 draw, or is it because my brain is telling me it's going to be a 1-1 draw? I don't know. But yeah, moving on to Blackpool versus Sheffield United. Sheffield United losing 4-1 to Coventry City. I do not know how that happened, by the way. We just came out of nowhere. Blackpool, I think they got a 1-0 win over Swansea City, which is massive. And Blackpool are 12th. They're 12th, and you can just see the confidence in this team. The belief is growing. But I can just see, I don't know, Sheffield United, a 4-1 loss, is that going to be critical on their season? Could they get knocked out of the playoffs because their confidence is low from that 4-1 loss? This game really does determine that, because Blackpool are a very good side, a half-decent side, especially in the Championship. So with a 4-1 loss to Coventry City, one of your playoff chasers, if you like, could that have a knock-on effect in the next few games? You never know the Championship, and with the quality Blackpool can possess, like the likes of Medine, Yates, the two strikers up front, can they find something? Because Gyökeres' goal was just from one boot from the centre back, and there was poor defending from Sheffield United, and Gyökeres slotted it away. Could this be a knock-on effect for Sheffield United? I don't think it will. I think it'll be 1-0 Sheffield United. I don't know. I think, Sheffield United have enough in the tank, though. But yeah, I don't know. It could be a knock-on effect. Moving on to Millwall versus Huntsville Town. What a game. What a game. 11th v 3rd. But Millwall are a tough team to crack. They're a 0-0 draw to Middlesbrough, a 0-0 draw to Blackburn. They're getting 0-0 draws against the big dogs in Blackburn and Huddersfield. But I just see another 1-1 draw. No, not Huddersfield. Who did they draw to? Let's see. Millwall. Who did they draw to? Middlesbrough, that was it, yeah. But I just see another 1-1. Oh, one more draw, another draw. Moving on to the last game, that is Coventry City versus Hull City. A 4-1 win over Sheffield United. A massive result. And that gives our playoff chase back on the road. And we've got Hull and Derby in the next two games. Can it be possible? Can we actually get playoffs? Well, we have to win these next two games. And I'm not too sure, but I think we can beat Hull City. We currently sit 10th. We're a 4-1 win over Sheffield United. Our heads are held high. With Callum Head getting on the score sheet, Matt Godden getting on the score sheet, and Gyökeres getting on the score sheet. Hull City flourish in 20th. They're not looking good. I think that was the wrong use of word. But 20th Hull City looking alright. Coventry City 10th. 10 places separate these two sides, but it's a championship. We just need to go. We're at home and just win. I'm going to say 2-0 Coventry City. But yeah, that wraps up the predictions. I'll see you for the table. See ya. And the table is complete, and this is what the table looks like. I'll go through it. With 24th being Peterborough United, 22nd Derby County, 21st Barnsley, 22nd Barnsley, 21st Reading, 20th Hull, 19th Birmingham, 18th Bristol City, 17th Cardiff, 16th Swansea City, 15th Stoke, 14th Westbourne, 13th Preston, 12th Blackpool, 11th Millwall, 10th Nottingham Forest, 9th Coventry City, 8th Middlesbrough, 7th Blackburn Rovers, 6th Luton, 5th QPR, 4th Sheffield United, 3rd Huntsville Town, 2nd Bournemouth, and 1st Fulham. We stay 3 points away, but we move into 9th. We move into that section. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and see you guys for the next one. Peace out.